Hello, we are Co-Champs, and today we will be presenting our project for Theater Jacksonville. For them, we created a volunteer management system. My name is Maya, and you will also hear from John, Shane, and Kayla later in this presentation. So, who is our client, what are their concerns, and how do we help them? Our client, as I said before, is Theater Jacksonville. They are a completely volunteer-run theater who put on many productions a year. Their goal is to enrich the community through supporting volunteers and students alike on how a theater is run and what goes into putting on a play. Their problem is that their system is outdated. Almost everything is on paper, which makes it very hard to keep track of volunteers, what they're doing, and makes it even harder for admins to find their contact information. Our application not only streamlines the process of matching volunteers with opportunities, but also makes it easier for the admins to find volunteer information.
Hi, my name is Kayla and I'll be covering the key requirements. When we first met with our community partner, Michelle Kendi knew exactly what she wanted. She requested an application where she can create volunteer opportunity posts, track volunteer hours, approve and search volunteer applications, and display the opportunity posts to the volunteers. From these requirements, we have created 4 use cases: production management, account management, volunteer management, and opportunity assignment. Production management is all about the creation of the productions. This allows the client to create shows that will then hold all the data that corresponds with it, such as the volunteer hours data, the opportunity posts, and more. The user stories are as follows. As a volunteer, I would like to look at a list of all the productions so I can see what's coming up. And as an administrator, I want to be able to create productions so I can attach the opportunities to their respective shows. And you can see the use case diagram here on the right. Account management deals with account creation. This is mainly important so each volunteer can have their own personal account and administration can have the access and control that they need. The user stories are as follows. As a volunteer, I would like to create an account so that I can log in and access volunteer-specific content. And as an administrator, I would like to create an account so that I can log in and access admin-specific content. The use case diagram is shown on the right. Volunteer management covers the hours tracking and the audition form collection. User stories are, as a volunteer, I would like to record my hours so that they are stored in the database. And as an administrator, I would like to navigate from my admin dashboard to the reported hours so that I can track my volunteers' hours. And you can see the use case diagram on the right again. Opportunity management, my use case. Opportunity management covers the opportunity posts that the volunteers can see and then apply for. This helps keep the team in track of who is approved for what position and ensuring that they have enough people and volunteers on their team. As a volunteer, I want to be able to see the volunteer opportunities that are available so that I can apply for a position. And as an administrator, I want to create volunteer opportunities so that volunteers can see and apply for the opportunities available. Now, so you can see the use case diagram there at the bottom.
Hi, my name is John Foster, and I'd like to walk you through the development approach, technologies, and framework used in our Angular application. To start, we followed Agile and Scrum methodologies to stay organized and adaptive throughout the development lifecycle. We held regular sprint planning meetings and used weekly stand-ups to continuously improve our communication and workflow. For collaboration and task management, we used Jira to assign and track issues across the team. GitHub also served as our version control system, helping us manage code changes, handle pull requests, and ensure smooth integration between the front and back end code base. On the development side, we used Angular for the front end to create a responsive component-based user interface. Our backend is built with Nest.js, which provided a structured and scalable way to build out our API and handle the business logic. For deployment and infrastructure, we leverage Microsoft Azure. Our application is hosted using Azure App Services, and we use an Azure SQL Server for relational data. Additionally, we use Azure Blob Storage to manage and serve user-uploaded media such as profile pictures. Together, this architecture has allowed us to build a full-stack, scalable, and maintainable web application that supports both the administrative staff at TheaterJax as well as their volunteers.
Hi everyone, my name is Shane Peterman. So for the solution architecture and design decisions, we went from a phone app to a web app so it's more accessible on laptops and tablets, and we believe that you can just use a mobile browser to access the application to make it a lot easier. We made it accessible for all skill levels with intuitive controls. We focused on the functionality instead of what it looks like, and we were as cost effective as we could be with the design by minimizing the design process to functionality over the flashy, aesthetically pleasing nonsense that takes much longer. This is an example of one of our UML diagrams that we use to model the application. And this is the entity relationship diagram for the database, the crow's foot diagram. Yeah. Hi, everybody. Shane again. Just wanted to go over a few quick updates that I've made since last time. Now, obviously, we have admin and auth guards and all of our back end stuff. So even if you trick our front end, you ain't getting past the back end security. Did that with JSON Web Tokens, TypeScript, and Nest.js, which is a framework over Express. So if we go over here to search volunteers, you see we have a bunch of volunteers here, and I'm just gonna grab a couple. Let's do this one. Email myself. There's a few things we can do here. That almost didn't want to load, but we can delete and we can elevate. So if we elevate, very simple, right? We just enter our password, elevate privileges, and we will have an admin account. It'll disappear from the list. I'll go ahead and do that right now. Do that, elevate privileges. If we go back, we'll see Mr. Shane's disappeared. Let's go to all these Fosters, Alex Fosters. I think this is John's kiddos. It is. So let's delete one of the kiddos' accounts. They're a little too young to be on here. Delete account. You see there, takes us back. Sophia is no longer on here. Look at that. Fantastic. All right. And now we can also view my own profile, edit it, make changes, upload a photo, change the password. The changed password does work. However, we're using a shared admin account, so I'm not going to do that. And yeah, so I will leave the rest to my partners in crime. Thank you.
Hello everyone, John again. So I would like to take this opportunity to take you through the productions use case for TheaterJack's volunteer management system. Productions are the central hub with which the team will be able to manage all the different volunteer opportunities, associated hours, applications, and auditions for a given production. So we're going to start here on the administrative view. We're going to go to the admin's view of productions. Here they can see all the current productions that are in the system. Only the productions that are currently active are displayed to the volunteers on their view. They can also create a new production here if they need to. And they can filter by date or active and inactive. So going into a given production, they can see all the details currently listed in that production. They can also mark it as active or inactive. They can see the current opportunities that are available and who's applied for them. They can make edits to the production if they need to. They can also see the hours worked over different time periods for this given production. They can see the work logs that have been approved or disapproved for the production and download them as an Excel spreadsheet. They can view the current applications for this production and their statuses. They can also view auditions if there have been any filled out for this current production.
So today I'm going to be showing the enter hours, submit audition form for the volunteers, and view hours, view audition forms, and search volunteers for the admins. So to start with the volunteers, to enter hours, they select a show. They can only select positions that they've already been approved for. They select a date, they enter the amount of hours they worked, and then they just hit submit. So they can see if they have been approved for a thing. If they haven't been approved, it'll say pending, and if they've been denied, it will just be gone. So they can edit or delete if they've made a mistake. So onto the audition form, we simply have to fill this out. Enter your date of birth. And you can only select shows that have an onstage role that you can audition for. If you have any past experience, you hit submit, audition submitted successfully, and then it redirects you back to the home page. So for the admins, they can view hours that need to be approved, and they can view previously approved hours. So they can approve, edit, or deny. So if they approve, are you sure you want to approve? Deny, are you sure you want to deny? And then that just removes it. So for the audition form, currently we have 3 auditions. You can sort by the show. You can select a person for that position or not. Let's say not selected, but this person's been selected. You can also view more information. And then you can also export to PDF. And if they have a profile picture, it will show up there. Lastly, let's show the search volunteers. So it currently shows all the volunteers. You can search by first name, last name, email, phone number, or in the notes. Let's say you want to know if someone's good at props. You search props, go to their profile. In the notes, it says props. So if we go back, all of these columns are sortable. And then you can also search by whether or not someone is marked as an actor on their profile, if they are currently in a show, and then you can also search by if a person is in a specific production that is currently happening. And that's all I have to show.
Hi everyone, my name's Kayla and I'm going to be demoing the opportunities use case. And so I'm starting here at the login screen and we're going to first log in with a volunteer's account. So I've already inputted the information. I'm going to click login. If we give it a second, it should show up with the volunteer homepage. There we are. And we can click view opportunities. This will show a list of every single opportunity that is available. And we can filter by production. So today for this demo, we're going to be doing a doll's house. And now if you take a look, you can see exactly everything that is available. It doesn't matter what area it is, whether it's on stage, backstage, or there is front of house down here. It has the name of the position, whether it be like an acting position, it has the name of the character, or a backstage designer or operator position. It shows the production, the area, the dates, and any details that might have been added by the administration. And so our volunteer that we're under, his name is Dorian. And so Dorian's going to apply for a position as a dresser. There we go. And we're also going to apply for a position as a costume designer. And maybe we'll say he wants to start acting on stage. So he'll apply for this bank employee antagonist role. And so if we go back to the volunteer homepage up in this top right corner, we can click view applications. And once it loads in, it'll show all the pending applications that we have submitted. And so from here, volunteers can't do anything until they're approved or denied for their position. So I'm going to go ahead and log out in this top right-hand corner. I'm going to log in with an administration email. There we go. And it'll take us to the administrator homepage. And we can see here, there are 3 applications under review. If we click that, we can filter by status, pending, ones we haven't looked at yet. And we can see that Dorian has applied for 3 different positions. So let's pretend that we're going to give Dorian a chance and say Dorian's going to start their acting career. So because Dorian's going to be acting on stage, they also can't be backstage and dressing. So we're going to have to deny these 2 positions. All right. And so from the administration's point of view, this looks good. We can go home. I'm going to also, while I'm here, I'm going to show you how the administration also can view opportunities, but from their view, they can edit these opportunities. So they have this editing access as well. Click those. All right, we're going to log out here in the top right-hand corner, go back to Dorian, click login, and we can view our applications down here. And we can see that we have been approved for this acting on stage position, and we've been denied for the other 2 positions.
To wrap everything up, we do feel that the work we did will help streamline Theater Jacksonville's process to let them focus on more important things, like putting on fantastic shows for the community. We all feel that we learned a lot about not just Angular and what it takes to do full stack development, but also about client communications, which is something that's invaluable. We wanted to say thank you not only to our amazing mentor Jose, but to Theater Jacksonville for trusting us to do this project for them. Thank you so much.